Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now today we are going to be using an anti-metagame deck that almost or could have had a chance to take down the whole tournament, piloted by Alex Hill. He ended up drawing his last round on purpose, and due to tiebreakers, he was bumped down to 9th place. Now that must have really felt bad because there were 5 Yveltal decks in the top cut, and he could have pretty much breezed through the tournament. There were 2 Volcanions, but he does have Garbodor, as you can see on your screen, and there was a Greninja deck, so not entirely sure who he would have replaced. Maybe one of the Yveltals, but I think he still would have had a pretty good chance to advance in the tournament and take it home. But Vespiquen Zebstrika. Now, why is this combination good? Vespiquen is a really good attacker overall. Its grass typing helps against Greninja, and it can potentially deal unlimited damage. This deck does have a pretty high Pokemon count. Almost half the deck is actually Pokemon, as you can see. There's 27, and Be Revenge is a great attack. 20 damage plus 10 more for each Pokemon in your discard pile. Between Unknown, between Klefki, between your Acrobikes, your Ultra Balls, and your Sycamores, you can definitely power up Vespiquen enough so that it can actually get some pretty key KOs throughout the game. And yeah, just a really solid attacker. Intelligence Gathering, if you're using that attack, you're probably in a really bad position, but the free retreat cost at 90 HP is also pretty decent. Then Vespiquen is paired with Zebstrika, which is 100% an Yveltal counter. 100 HP, Sap Zone, the ability doesn't really matter too much. I guess you do get to attack through Jirachi, but you don't even KO Jirachi, and you do get to attack through Glacian, which might be important at some point, but its real strength is in its attack Crushing Bolt. 50 damage plus 60 more damage if your opponent's active Pokemon has fighting type resistance. Now, which cards do have fighting type resistance? Yveltal, Yveltal EX, Shaman, Rayquaza EX, Mega Rayquaza EX, Pidgeot EX, all of those are completely one-hit KO'd by Zebstrika, so that's really good. It's a really good metagame call, and especially if you expect a ton of Yveltal Garb being played in your area, well, you can definitely count on Zebstrika putting in the work, and that's what Alex Hill counted on, and he ran a 3-3 very thick line of Zebstrika, and I'm guessing it paid off for him. Then you have the 2-2 Garb to further make your matchup against Greninja better, to have a better shot against Volcanion as well. And yeah, those are the 3 main Pokemon of the deck. Aside from that, you have the Unknowns, which you can get an extra draw card off, so it's like extra draw, and allows you to power up Vespiquen even further. Klefki serves 2 purposes. If you're up against a Mega deck, its damage, or its ability rather, preventing Mega Pokemon from dealing damage might actually be good, but it's mostly there to get discarded immediately as well. And then we have the 3 Shaman, which this deck can afford to run. You can discard it, you can use it to draw more cards, so 3 is pretty decent. Moving on, we have the supporters. We have 4 Sycamore, 2 Lysander, and 1 Pokemon Ranger. Jirachi is being quite popular right now. Even Yveltals are playing Jirachi right now, so Ranger does seem very useful. I know the Vespiquen player I lost to at Fort Wayne to not make top 32. His Pokemon Ranger was very key, super important in not losing a single turn when attacking with Vespiquen against my Jirachi in my Greninja deck. So Ranger very useful here. You can also bypass other effects when playing maybe against Tablemon, against Glacians, things like that. And aside from that, we have the 4 Versieker, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Acrobike. So instead of Trainer's Mail, we have 4 Acrobike, and the discarding part is actually okay, since you want Pokemon in your discard pile. And then we have 2 special charge. As you can see, we only run 4 double colorless energy in this deck to power up our attacks. Zebstrika and Vespiquen and potentially Shaman only need 2 colorless energy to deal damage, so that's why this deck can afford to run only 4 DC. And we have 1 Revitalizer to get back a full Vespiquen line. We have 1 Super Rod to potentially recover Zebstrikas or other Pokemon, and 3 Floatstone to make sure Garbodor is activated. 1 Lone Forest of Giant Plants. You don't want to get stuck every single turn or forever with a Parallel City from your opponent. I would love to have a second stadium here, but doesn't really fit. And that's the deck. So let's jump right into the ladder, see how we do with this deck. Hopefully we face off against some Yveltals, because I mean, Yveltal is very versatile and your attackers don't have too much HP, so you're gonna be trading with them pretty much. And that doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, sure, Zebstrika is pretty dominating against those Pokemon, but I don't know, I feel like Yveltal should have some tricks up its sleeve as well. With a combination of N could also, an N and 1-hit KOs could actually make you struggle a little bit. And wow, this is something I mentioned in a previous video. People online seem to really like Skyla. Like many decks online seem to run a single Skyla a lot of the time. And now our main focus today, or in this match, will 100% be to set up Garbodor and have enough Pokemon to be able to 1-hit KO the Volcanion EXs, because Zebstrika is not gonna be useful here. And looking at Alex's list, it should do pretty good against should do pretty good against Greninja and Yveltal, which are very big in the metagame right now. But I'm not entirely sure how well it will actually do against Volcanion, because you absolutely need Garbodor. Okay, so I do find an Ultra Ball, thankfully. I generally didn't want to, or I generally don't want to end my opponent. So I will Shaman for 3 cards here. I need to set up Garb, I need to set up enough Pokemon so that I can potentially KO that Volcanion. And okay, so do I play the N or not? I guess I will, although that will give my opponent a brand new hand, but I had no follow-up. Like, I literally had no follow-up to what my opponent had. So I will attach the Floatstone right there. Off of 6 cards, my opponent could potentially KO Shaman. Could potentially KO Shaman. The 30 damage is actually pretty okay, I would say. But I already discarded the Revitalizer, and now I have the Super Rod and a special charge in my hand. Okay, 30 damage should be pretty good here. But who do I promote though? Because I want to keep attacking, but I would like to set up to Garbodor. So I guess I'll promote Shaman then. Probably gonna allow my opponent to get off to a good start. Yeah, he starts fighting the Trader's Mail. I only have 4 Pokemon in my discard pile at the moment. He finds a Lysander, so he could very easily, yep, he's gonna Lysander up my combi, and then he's gonna find a baby Volcanion, he's gonna touch a fire, and he's gonna kill my combi, putting even more pressure on my other Vespiquens. which really sucks. Really sucks. I mean, I still in theory have 3 combis and or Vespiquen left, but it looks like I'm gonna have to use N once again, and that really sucks. It generally really sucks. Oh boy, 3 cards in hand. Hopefully he ends him. He ends us. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't know how Alex's rounds went throughout Swiss, because he did end up in 2nd place in Swiss, I believe. And then I don't know how his day 2 went, but I would imagine you don't have a very good Volcanion matchup. Go on. Why is he taking so long? Makes no sense. I can't believe we lose a combi. And we lose the combi off of an N we ourselves gave our opponent, which sucks. And he gets to power up Volcanion EX, which also sucks. When there's nothing we could have done, the trainer's mail found him the Lysander. If he had found a Sycamore, if he had found other things, then we would have been in an okay position. Shaman would have taken the hit, etc, etc. But why is he taking so long? Why is he taking so long to make such easy decisions? Anyways, not off to a great start. Definitely not off to a great start. Yep, power heater for 40 damage. And he's forced to power up Shaman. Okay, so let's promote Trubbish. Hopefully we find the Garbodor soon enough. I mean, do I end here? Do I just end? I guess I just end, but my Vespiquen deck is not really showing me too many Vespiquens at the moment. Okay, so I do find Garb. I also find Klefki, which I will attach to Shaman, I guess. Doesn't really matter. I just want it discarded. Acrobike. I guess I keep the unknown because I still have energy and I still have the special charge, so it's not that big a deal. The game is lagging a little bit, so I apologize for that. Let's use unknown. And I find an N. Okay. So there's Garb. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna retreat. I'm gonna promote Shaman, but I don't have a single combi down. And I hope, I mean, if he has a way to retreat and attack my Shaman and KO it with Volcanion, then props to him. There's nothing I can do to stop that. There's a fire energy on Volcanion, and he's just gonna power heater immediately. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon in our discard pile. 7 Pokemon in our discard pile. Shaman will not give me anything useful. I have to end once again, which I really didn't want to do. And still no combi, guys. Nope. I'm gonna have to keep using Versus Seeker apparently for N. Now I have a full Vespiquen line in the discard pile. This is very, very frustrating. And let's promote Shaman. I'm going to bet money that we see an energy, a Versus Seeker, Lysander, KO, and Garb. I'm going to bet money on that. Escape rope, okay. So he will get to kill the Trubbish. Should have benched that Klefki, I guess. Should have definitely benched that Klefki. And wow, he's actually gonna... okay. So he goes after Shaman. Okay. At least that will make my end better, I guess. Gonna play this. Gonna bench the Shaman. Gonna attach to the Shaman. I guess I'll play the Klefki down. And I will end once again. Is that my third first Seeker? No, it's only the second one. Okay. But my deck is looking like Sky Return spam more than anything. And now I drew 2 Sycamore and absolutely no Pokemon to go along with that. And a Versus Seeker. Because why the heck not? Because why the heck not? Right, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ultra Ball for Shaman. Ultra Ball for a baby Volcanion, I think, would be the better play. Nope. He chooses Shaman, I think. I saw. Okay, but he's not gonna bench it. So Steam Artillery does KO Klefki. He's down to 2 prize cards now. Okay, I get the Vespiquen at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 basic Pokemon, 10 Pokemon, that's 120 damage, minus 30, that's 90. Volcanion has 60 damage, so I should be okay. Even if I use Super Rod, I should be okay here. I guess I'll put back... doesn't really matter. Unknown, just in case he does Lysander KO the Garb. And I will Sycamore here. And I can't find other combis apparently. I can't find other combis. It is impossible for me to find other combis. Okay. I mean, as long as I can evolve in 1 turn next turn, I should be okay because he... oh boy. That means there's only... oh boy. He's gonna KO Vespiquen. And there's only 1 potential Vespiquen left in my deck. He grabs a Verse Seeker. Is he going to KO Garb? That would be absolutely amazing for us. That would actually be amazing. Wow. That's a huge misplay by my opponent. There's absolutely no reason to do that. I mean, sure, he does have a Shaman in his hand. We do know that. But... okay, how many Pokemon do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm dealing 120 damage. There is a case for me to use N to get rid of that Shaman. But no, I'm gonna Sycamore. Wow. I don't find my Garb. I don't find another DCE. I don't find a Vespiquen. The Garb was priced. I should have known that. I mean... he wants a baby Volcanion, and 2 fire energy in his hand. That's what he wants. Yeah, I should have end. I 100% should have used N. 100% should have used N. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Pokemon. So I'm dealing 170 damage right now. That is enough to KO Vespiquen. I mean to KO Shaman. It's not enough to KO Volcanion. But I do have the Ultra Ball and I can get rid of the Blitzel. And the Ranger. And yeah, we drew a ton of things like in the wrong order. Wow, that's a lot of fire energy. There's 9, 10, 11. Yeah. I mean, sure, he still should have energy retrieval. 1 energy retrieval gives him the KO. Oh boy. He has 11 fire energy. He should whiff. No way. Wow. Wow. Okay, it's not... Is my last Vespiquen priced? That's a question here. That's a big question. Wow, he passes. Okay, that's great news for us. Okay. This is something I should have known beforehand, and I apologize. Okay, I do have the other Vespiquen, which is great. I should have enough Pokemon now to KO Volcanion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, plus the 20 from Vespiquen. That should be enough. Just in case, I'm gonna use Unknown, in case I don't know how to count. That should be 190 damage. I find a DCE, that's absolutely great. I will now evolve into Garb. And I will absolutely 100% go after the Volcanion, which is the only threat. And now, unless my opponent runs double Enhanced Hammer and uses N, and is somehow... Wow, I had 3 Ultra Ball prized. That explains a lot. I had 3 Ultra Ball prized. That's pretty significant, actually. That's pretty significant. Pretty bad. Okay, but yeah, there we go. So, I mean, maybe Garb's just too strong for Volcanion to deal with. We were down 4 prizes at one point in the match, and we were able to come back and take the win. I mean, my opponent did also struggle quite a bit. If he hadn't bricked that bad, I genuinely doubt we would have won. Like, under normal conditions, I don't think you have that chance to come back in a game where you're down 4 prizes. But my opponent also made a couple of mistakes. There was no reason to KO Shaman over Garb. There was no reason to KO Garb over Vespiquen. I mean, well, I guess I say that after I'm seeing my hand, but he doesn't know how easily or not I can actually replace my Pokemon. I do start Blitzel, and I have no idea what my opponent is playing. It might be a guard jump deck. So Zebstrika might once again not. Oh wow, we actually have the KO Talonflame, which is pretty cool. Which is honestly pretty cool. So this is probably guard jump Talonflame. A deck I did feature myself. But we do have the weakness on Garchomp, I believe, and we also have weakness on Talonflame. So this should be somewhat of an easy match, except for the fact that we just drew dead off of this hand. I don't need Garbodor, and I think it might actually end up hurting me. So I will just use Wonderluck, and I will... I guess I will Forest of Giant Plants. Hopefully he ends us, but I don't have high hopes for that. And now we're in top deck mode. Ends to 6 almost always end up like hurting me so bad. We do have outs though. We have 4 Ultra Ball for Shaman, We have 4 Sycamore still. We have 4 versus Seeker. That's at least 12 outs. And we have 3 more Acrobites, that's 15. We have 3 Unknown, that's 18. Which aren't exactly outs, but they could help us go farther. And wow, it's actually gonna be a Haxorus, Talonflame, Shaman deck. Oh boy. How many Talonflame do you think my opponent runs here? He gets rid of Yen, gets rid of a ton of resources to not give us a bigger hand, but I'm not liking my odds here because of my hand. And I top deck another Garb. Okay. I'm gonna Lysander the Axew. I guess I'll bench the Trubbish. And I guess the 20 damage could be useful at some point. He will KO me anyways with the extra chop attack. He probably also went for a rare candy Haxorus. So we might actually lose to this deck. Yep, rare candy Haxorus. I know that thing does a ton of damage. Dragon Dance, Sharp Fang, Dragon Pulse. He does discard the top cards from his deck. And looks like he's not going to touch a double Dragon Energy. Oh boy, but my hand is absolutely terrible. And he chooses to Dragon Dance instead of taking a KO. There's generally no reason for him to do that. 1, 2. There's generally no reason for him to do that. And wow, 160 HP. Okay. I'm gonna sacrifice a Vespiquen in order to do intelligence gathering because I absolutely need to get something going. I have special charge, so I'm not too worried. I do find Zebstrikas, which are not gonna be useful really. I find a Revitalizer, so I can actually recover my Vespiquen immediately. But I benched the Trubbish and evolved into Garb because I thought I was going to have to sacrifice my Pokemon. It's not going to be the case, so I'm going to have less Pokemon in my discard pile at this point in time. He goes for a Max Potion for whatever reason. Heavy Boots. So now he gets plus 20 HP. I have to deal 180 HP to KO Haxorus, and he chooses to use Dragon Pulse instead of the other attack, which would have KO'd me just as well. It generally would have KO'd me just as well. Okay, so let's Revitalizer here with these two. I will evolve. I will bench this guy. I will Ultra Ball away the Garb and the Zebstrika for another combi, I guess. No, for an Unknown. And then I don't want to attach the Floatstone to Garb. I'm gonna attach it to that guy, and I'm gonna Sycamore here. So I obviously don't have enough Pokemon right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would have loved to find a Shaman and a DCE, but alas, I did not. Farewell Letter gives me another Unknown. I will take that. Farewell Letter gives me a special charge that I will take. And I'm gonna use Acrobite first. Okay, I find a DCE. I could 2-hit KO the Haxorus. That's true. I could definitely 2-hit KO the Haxorus, but do I want to potentially sacrifice Vespiquen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 Pokemon. 9, 10, 12. Yeah. It's looking very rough to get a 1-hit KO, but I feel like it's still the correct play. And just in case he finds a Shaman, and that's gonna be it for me. I could also Lysander KO the Talonflame or the Shaman. Actually, I think that's a better play. I sacrifice the Garb. He's getting rid of resources, and I get 2 prizes off of that exchange. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Pokemon so far. 10 Pokemon. 2 more, that's 12. Probably won't be able to one-hit KO the Haxorus anytime soon though. Floatstone and a Shaman. That's 2 more Pokemon in my discard pile next turn. Plus the 2 from Zebstrika. So if I found something like an Ultra Ball, Faded Town, not a big deal. Literally doesn't make a difference here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 13, 14. Or I could play Shaman. I get a DCE. I could play Shaman down. I could attach the DCE. That could maybe find me more Pokemon. I guess I'll do that. I'm gonna attach a Floatstone. I get 3 extra cards, which could be more Pokemon. I need at least 1 to... Well, that's not what I wanted to see here. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? 12. If I Sycamore into an Ultra Ball, which I've only played 1 of. Okay, fine, let's do that. Let's do that. See, the thing is, I could Lysander. I could Lysander KO Talonflame. And that would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 160. Do I want to though? Do I want to KO Talonflame? I guess I do. I guess I want to take KOs, so I should have held on to my special charge. Should have held on to my special charge. I find an unknown, that's great. That's actually really good. That's 1 more Pokemon guaranteed. Plus the 2 I'm gonna get rid of right now. But he has the heavy boots. He has the heavy boots here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so that's enough. Now I need a DCE and a combi. I need a DCE and a combi here. Wow. No DCE. No DCE or combi. I mean, I still have access to a ton of cards. 15, 16, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So, I'm gonna Acrobike. Okay, that's not terrible, I guess. Gonna combi right there. I'm going to... well, I need the DCE. If I don't find the DCE, I lose. If I don't find a DCE, I lose. There's... should have held on to the special charge. Shaman for 2 cards. We are actually going to lose to Haxorus. We are actually going to lose to Haxorus. Okay, I'm gonna put back 3 unknowns because if I shaman into the unknowns, then I can't keep drawing cards. Shaman for 2. Okay, that's great. Well, it's not perfect, but it's something, I guess. Ah, come on, DCE. No, you're not a DCE. Come on, DCE. There's at least 2. And man, the game is really lagging right now. This is a very intense game. Ah, there we go. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Just enough. Just enough to KO that freaking thing. I'm gonna play down the Trubbish in case my opponent decides to play an N. I mean, if he sets up another Haxorus, we probably lose right there. But I don't think that's possible. Oh, Berserker, Lysander, KO, Shaman. We seriously just lost to Haxorus. We seriously just lost to Haxorus, guys. Wow. Oh boy. We lost to Haxorus. What can I tell you guys? We actually lost to Haxorus. Haxorus, Talonflame with 2 Shaman. So that makes no sense. You have 4 Axew and then 2 Shaman, and there are 4 Talonflames. Like, the odds of you drawing a Talonflame or starting Talonflame are not very good, and we lost to that deck, and he started Talonflame. Anyways, now we're up against Subraven. He has no basic Pokemon. Do I want to start Combi though? I actually think we are up against Giratina Garbodor, guys. So this is going to be a really quick game. Giratina was pretty much completely phased out from the metagame. Wow, our hand is not stellar, but his isn't either. Giratina has been pretty much phased out of the metagame at this point. Mega decks are not doing too well at this point in time. They're underperforming compared to Yveltal, compared to Volcanion, and compared to Greninja. But so that's why Giratina has seen a decrease in play. But we are up against Giratina Hammers. Giratina Garbodor Hammers, and yeah. Even though he started Hoopa, he still had an okay hand. As long as he doesn't miss energy attachments, he will be good to go. And especially because he's gonna not only one-hit KO our Vespiquen, we will not be able to attach energy afterwards. So that's obviously pretty bad for us. Garb's not gonna do too much of anything for us in this match. Trainer's Mail, Acrobike does find us an energy, which is nice, I suppose. The other Acrobike will find us a Versus Seeker, or an N, which is pretty much the same thing. And our unknown will find us a Vespiquen. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is Be Revenge will deal 40 damage. I might as well do Intelligence Gathering for an extra 2 cards. But if my opponent finds another energy and a Floatstone, that's gonna be game. There's just no way, absolutely no way. There's the energy, there's a Berserker, there's an Olympia, so yeah. We won't be able to make him miss attacks. We can no longer attach TCG because of Giratina's Chaos Will effect. We do have Ranger, but we can't even attach Floatstone at this point in time. I end here, but that's game. There's nothing we can actually do here. There's actually nothing we can actually do here. See, we have the Stadium, we have a TCE, but we can't play either of those cards. So all he's going to win in 5 turns, and there's no humanly possible way that we're gonna have enough Pokemon to deal 210 damage or 230 now if he plays the Parallel CD in the way that reduces grass Pokemon's damage output. So yeah, this is pretty much 100% auto loss for us. 100%. There's no way around it. Even with 2 Ranger, 3 Ranger, a Jirachi might help. But then you would have to run basic energy as well, because if you can't attach DTEs, then you can't remove it. I'm gonna try though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I somehow get a key turn, if he hasn't got Giratina powered up, I don't know. It's not looking good, guys. It is not looking good. I could also maybe make him whiff a turn by using Lysander, but wow, he decides to attach another Double Dragon to Giratina, which I guess makes sense in the sense that I could be running Enhanced Hammer, I could be running Jirachi, but my intention is to be able to sacrifice 2 more Pokemon and deal 230 damage. Although I don't think that's gonna be possible though. I generally don't think that's gonna be possible. Two more. Yeah, I don't have enough Pokemon to do that. I actually don't have enough Pokemon to do that. And I will pass. 2 more right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 160 damage. There's a Lysander. Bad news for us. We're not gonna win. we're not going to win. There's no way we win here. There's just absolutely no way we win here. Not with these hands either. Let's do a Farewell Letter, a Combi, okay, let's put back 1 Shaman and 2 Unknown, and then let's Ultra Ball away the 2 Float for the Shaman, and then Let's bench the combi. Let's use Shaman for 4 cards. Okay, we get Unknown. We get Klefki. Let's Acrobike. I guess I'll keep the Revitalizer, although it doesn't make a difference. Let's Unknown. Get an Acrobike. We hit a DCE. No sign of the Ranger though. Literally no sign of the Ranger. So it's there. It is there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah. It's not even gonna be enough. It's not even going to be enough. I mean, I'm just playing it out to make the video a little bit longer. If you guys want to tap out, I understand. Check out my social media if you want. Today is Wednesday. Everything should be back to normal now. In the channel schedule and everything. But yeah. One more Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So without the stadium we could have KO'd. Wow, our last card. If I hadn't benched that combi, I could have also maybe had the KO. But that was not the case. So yeah, be revenge for 200 damage, 10 shorts. And yeah, I mean, nothing you can do when you're up against your auto loss. Giratina only needed to attack once. You need to modify your deck to really deal with Giratina. The Prowl City obviously really hurt us, and we had to literally use our whole deck. My opponent's just not attacking. Okay, there we go. So yeah, Vespiquen, solid deck in the right metagame. Definitely would have liked to showcase the deck against Yveltal, but we didn't face any. We beat Volcanion surprisingly. We lost to Haxorus and we lose to Giratina, which is expected. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Leave a like on the video if you can, that would be really appreciated, and I will see you guys on Friday for some Pokédex action, or back next week for some more standard decks, or maybe expanded. It's been a while since we've done expanded, so I might just do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.